your girl Jay, and welcome to Weekly Roundup, where today I'm here and not at KCON LA. How is that fair? So Twice, while they are very well loved, they often get a lot of criticism because people think for a group they don't have a lot of vocal talent. A lot of people have criticized them in the past for their lack of strong vocals, and even have targeted Jihyo, the main vocal, saying although she is a good vocalist, she's not strong enough to be considered the main vocal, because if we put her up against vocals like Wendy or Taeyeon or Yuju, she can't really compare. Well, it seemed like Jihyo and JYP wanted to prove haters wrong, because recently she made an appearance on the show Masked Singer. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the show Masked Singer, it's basically this really cool show where idols or actors, really whoever, can go on and sing and kind of compete, and if they're good enough they can keep advancing on in the competition. But the zinger of this whole thing is that you perform with a mask on, so nobody knows your identity. So it's actually worked in favor for a lot of idols who many people may not really think are that good vocalists, but have shown and surprised people when they revealed themselves after performing. So recently Jihyo went on, and although she didn't win, I feel like she really proved that, you know, hey, she ain't playing out here with these pipes. Now, my whole thing is that with Twice, I do agree that they're not the strongest vocalists. And before y'all try to drag me, I'm a Twice fan, so y'all can just leave that at the door. However, you know, K-pop's for fun, so I never really gave it too much of a thought. But I feel like I can never really criticize Jihyo in particular, because she is, you know, the strongest vocal, and because there's not really any vocalist that comes close to her in Twice, she gets a lot of like the brunt of, you know, singing like the hard parts, and if they do like performances, she'll have to sing, so all that goes on her, while usually in other groups you usually have somebody to help you out. So I feel like for her it's even more stressful, because she really does have to carry the group vocally. This is a whole other criticism, but sometimes I feel like Twice aren't given things that really complement their vocals in the first place. Like, I do like their songs, but sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, if you knew you were gonna give this to Twice, you might have wanted to change it a bit. But overall, I think she really killed it, and I really hope for, you know, those Jihyo fans who constantly are trying to hear it, or those Twice fans, you can just link haters to that video. Moving on, so it seems like I can't go more than like one episode without talking about BTS. So if you're a BTS auntie, you probably hate this channel. Anyway, BTS this week made headlines when it was revealed that they actually had to cut short one of their concerts in China. Now, there's a lot of information coming out of this whole entire story, but from what I discern, they're supposed to sing 26 songs, but they had to cut down the concert to 15 songs. Now, this was because of a combination of reasons. I heard that there have been technical difficulties happening throughout the concert, but the main reason seems to be that member Rap Monster suffered a heat stroke during the concert, and because of this, you know, unplanned incident, they had to wrap it up after 15 songs. Now, just to be clear, as soon as Rap Monster suffered the heat stroke, he was immediately attended to. He wasn't like forced to keep going or anything, but I think just the whole combination of having this concert and Rap Monster being such an important part to like all BTS's songs, like he has like a lot of lines, they probably figured that it'd be kind of too hard to keep going, and they just wrapped it up at 15. Now, the biggest confusion probably comes out of the reaction. So I've been hearing that there was armies that were upset at this because they feel like they didn't get their money's worth. Like, that's what I've been hearing from a lot of media outputs. However, there's a lot of fans saying that that wasn't the problem and they weren't angry. They're actually concerned about Rap Monster's health, and they were just confused as to how the promoters and Big Hit handled the whole situation. Now, I feel like first and foremost, of course, Rap Monster's health is the most important. So I'm glad that, you know, they took him out and tended to him accordingly. Ever since BTS started to blow up, a lot of people have been, you know, keeping their eyes locked on Big Hit, making sure that they're not being overworked. They're actually, Big Hit has actually been accused of overworking BTS a couple times, but it seems like anytime a member's sick or, you know, an accident happens, they're rushed away, you know, quickly, and they're gotten help. So I feel like, you know, Big Hit, in terms of responding to incidents like this, they've never done anything shady. But as to whether the fans deserve deserve to be upset that they decided to wrap up the concert after Rapmon left. I could see how you were upset. You know, if you paid for a certain amount and you didn't get the full thing, I can kind of see how you're like, man. However, like I said before, Rap Monster like has a really important position in BTS, and I feel like it would be really hard to carry out a concert without him, especially last second, because you have to realize that it's not like they plan choreography or they plan for a member not to be there. So I feel like, I guess in all, it was in the best interest to just wrap up the concert at the 15 songs and carry on things. But that's the thing, I keep hearing conflicting opinions. Some people say that there was fans that were angry, some people saying that there was fans that just didn't care and they were worried about Rap Monster. I feel like the latter, you know, worrying about Rap Monster is probably what most of the fandom feel. I mean, they're all chanting I love you Rap Monster in Korean, so clearly they were worried. Overall, Rap Monster is actually okay now, like he's totally fine. So once again, I'm just like happy that Big Hit got on it immediately and they did what was in the best interest of BTS. So last but not least, Cube was like, let's get this shit together. And Hyuna's official solo comeback since the official disbandment of 4 Minute has been announced. And it looks like we're going to get like roll deep tease. The teaser looks lit. It looks very party crazy girl. And it looks like there's, you know, a couple bops on it. Now I thought it was funny. Somebody pointed out that one of the songs, Do It, is actually a song on that US Nickelodeon show, Make It Pop, that's supposed to center around K-pop. Which I thought was literally hilarious. But other than that, it sounds really good. Now, for Hyuna, I feel like there's probably a lot of pressure, especially with all the hubbub and mess surrounding Cube, and everyone saying that, you know, Cube's not really making the best decisions and they're kind of burying themselves deeper and deeper. She's one of the biggest stars in Cube right now. So if her song and comeback doesn't do good, that means a lot in terms of, you know, putting Cube farther in a mess. Not to mention that there's probably a lot of people mad at her because, you know, I have seen some people blaming her for the disbandment of 4 Minute, which I don't know if I ever gave my tease, but I don't blame her and I don't think it's her fault. So there's a lot of people who are probably hoping she fails just to, you know, stick it to her and being like, that's why you should have stuck with 4 Minute. But I'm just excited and I hope that, you know, it doesn't get too stressful and she can just, you know, live her life. But that's my opinion. As always, guys, I want to know yours. If you had been one of the armies attending BTS's Chinese concert and it was wrapped up short, how would have you felt? And do you think fans who are upset that they wrapped it up short are being insensitive, or do you think they have the right to be upset? And have you ever had any worries that Big Hit might be overworking BTS? Or do you think they're doing a good job in keeping them healthy and safe? What do you think about Twice's vocal and talent ability? Do you think they're just talented enough to get by, or do you think that they deserve the criticism that they receive for their talent in singing? And how'd you feel about Jihyo's appearance on Masked Singer? Last but not least, are you excited for Hyuna's comeback? Do you like what's already been released? Let me know down below. And as always, guys, if you like the video, make sure to like the video. If you love the video, make sure to share the video. That's it for today, and see you next time on Weekly Wrap Up.